Hello, welcome back to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. We're loading up the game right now. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild main menu. We're going to select continue and we're going to select our game. Aim controls. Some items like bows allow you to target things by tilting the switch. Remember to be aware of your surroundings when doing so. Alright, the game is loaded. And we're leaving the shrine as we ascend some stone steps. We are at the base in a just a flat land with lots of poplar trees growing around us. At the top of a hill to our right is the church. Far off in the distance, I can see one of the shrines we need to find. I see some Keese bats that want to attack me, and the one's approaching, and I struck it with my sword. It left 2 Keese wings. I'm approaching the backside of the church up the hill. The name of the church is called Temple of Time. To my left, I see a tiny little lizard scurrying about. I should have reacted faster. I may have caught it. As I'm passing the far side of the church, I notice that it's about 4 stories tall. 3 Keese bats have noticed me and they're approaching. I struck them and they dropped several items, a Keese wing and a brand new item, a Keese eyeball. A rare material dropped by a defeated Keese. It's fun to look at, but it doesn't seem to have much use at first glance. But it may be good for something. It dropped 3 Keese wings. I put my traveler's sword across my back. This sword is about as tall as Link is, maybe taller, a foot taller. I'm approaching an archway. On my side of the archway, the grass is green. On the other side of the archway, it's cold. Everything on the ground is snow covered. The bushes appear to be covered in frost. To the left of the archway, I see a bush with what appear to be red berries. Spicy pepper. This pepper is exploding with spice. Cook with it to create dishes that will raise your body temperature and help you withstand the cold. Spicy pepper, spicy pepper, spicy pepper, spicy pepper, and more spicy pepper. That's spicy right there. As I cross the archway, I get a notification. The temperature is getting dangerously low. Find warmth soon or you'll take damage. I took damage immediately, actually. I lost half a heart. Alright, so I immediately left the archway, and now I'm in the warmth area again. To the right of the archway, I didn't notice this before, but there seems to be one, two, three bokoblins hanging around a little fire pit. Might have to cook these spicy peppers in that little fire pit over there. So I'm gonna go attack them. Hopefully I'll catch them by surprise. I'm gonna run up on them. My shield, or my traveler's claymore broke. So I hit the right button on the Joy-Con, and I'm gonna equip my woodcutter's axe. The bokoblin hit me with his spear. Jump out of the way of an attack at the last moment to execute a perfect dodge, which is what I did, and I countered the bokoblin's attack. I whacked the bokoblin twice, and he went almost flying off the mountain. And he goes way off the mountain. At the base of the mountain is a tiny, I guess it's not tiny, but it's a lake. So that's where the bokoblin went to. We found ourselves a torch. This torch will stay lit once ignited, but if you put it away, the flame will be extinguished until you light it again. Its attack is a 2, so I don't think I'm going to be using this one to fight very much. A boko spear. A spear haphazardly carved from a large tree branch. It looks like its original intent was for skewering meat and cooking it, but it does have some combat merit as well. You can't carry any more melee weapons. So that means I have to drop some of these items. I'm gonna drop the tree branch, and I'm gonna drop, oh gosh, I don't know what else to drop. I'm already attached to everything. I'm just gonna equip the traveler's sword, and I'm gonna drop the woodcutter's axe, because it seems to be a little weaker than the rest. Ironically, I dropped the woodcutter's axe for being weak, so I could pick up the boko sword. Yet the boko sword, or the boko spear, is a 2 attack power, and the axe is a 3. That was irony. I'm gonna select my torch, and I'm gonna attack the fire. Now my torch has fire on it, and I'm gonna activate the cooking pot. Now the cooking pot has fire under it, and I'm gonna put my torch up. And look, we found 3 more spicy peppers and 3 more over here. So I think the game is trying to tell us something. Oh, we found a pot lid. A lid of a large soup pot. It smells vaguely of poultry broth. Yum. It can take quite a beating before breaking. Alright, the torch doesn't really, it looks like a 4-foot stick with cloth wrapped around the tip. The boko spear is about 2 feet taller than Link is. It has tape wrapped around for about 2 feet, 1 foot after the ground. So if pretty much from the shin up to the knee or the hip, there's tape wrapped around it haphazardly. There seems to be rope lashed around it at 2 spots. And this little spear, it branched out, and they just cut off the tips at a little acute angle to give it a point, and that's the Boko spear. Let me see. Have I already? Yeah, I already described the Bokoblin arm and the Traveler's sword. The Traveler's sword is a basic sword. All right, so we're gonna cook some of those spicy pepper. We're inside our menu. I'm gonna select. I'm gonna hold spicy pepper. I'm gonna hold 5, and now I'm out of the menu, and I'm gonna cook them. The food is jumping around the pot, and then a cloud of white appears, and now I have a new item: spicy sautéed peppers. Grants low-level cold resistance. The spiciness of these sautéed peppers have been broken by the heat of a sweeter taste. They regenerate 5 hearts. They give me low-level cold resistance, and the effects last for 12 minutes and 30 seconds. And it shows a little picture of the dish. It's unique in the sense that it's a plate with a bunch of burnt peppers on it. Well, not burnt, but cooked peppers on it, and it's a very interesting looking picture. Check a meal's ingredients by selecting it from your inventory and then selecting recipe. Alright, we're gonna make some more of that spicy pepper plate. So we're gonna hold 5, and apparently he can hold 5, and I'm just gonna make him hold all 5. The peppers do their dance. Spicy sautéed peppers. Alright. I think with that... Oh, Hylian shrooms. I found these at the base of the tree between the little Bokoblin camp and the archway to the cold area. I'm returning to the camp because I see meat. Seared steak. Raw meat cooked over an open flame. Cooking it has increased its flavor and the number of hearts it provides. I found the meat above the fire that the Bokoblins had. If I ever feel like a thief, it's right then and there. I see a barrel, so I'm gonna break it and see if there's items inside. I've struck it 3 times with my sword, and that barrel did not budge, but it did fall over. Well, so I guess it did budge. I'm approaching the archway to the cold, and far off in the distance I can see the objective, the shrine that I have to get to. It's on top of the mountain, but looks can be deceiving in this game. It looks awfully close. I'm gonna eat the spicy sautéed mushroom, or spicy sautéed peppers. And I'm also gonna eat the seared steak to replenish some of my health. The spicy sautéed peppers regenerated my health. Alright, we're back in the game. And he's not getting cold at all. We startled the bird and it flew away from us. I see a woodcutter's axe in one of these trees, but I'm just gonna walk by. Between me and the objective is a huge lake that's fed by a waterfall. I'm pretty sure if I get in that lake, I'm gonna die of hypothermia. The pine trees surrounding the lake are all sparsely branched and heavily covered in snow. Well, not heavily, mediumly covered in snow. We seem to be on an incline, but the way the path is going, it's really hard to tell. We're approaching a flat wall. He's gonna have to climb it. We've startled the bokoblins. Killed one. One's aiming at me with his arrow, and another one has a flaming boko club. I'm gonna eat the seared steak because he hit me with the flaming bokoblin club and knocked my health all the way down to half a heart. So I'm gonna eat the seared steak. And also, I broke my weapon. So I'm gonna equip a boko club, and we're back. My boko club broke. Thankfully, I killed them. Boko bow, a basic bokoblin bow made of wood. It's made by taking any tree branch and just trying to string to either end. So don't expect so much in a way of combat effectiveness. Change bows. You can quickly switch bows by draw the bow, press and hold the right D-pad button, and switch using the right joystick. Bokoblin horn, boko club, boko shield, boko club, boko fan, boko horn, boko horn. Oh, there was a treasure chest up here. Arrow, 5 arrows. A bundle of 5 common arrows. The shaft of these arrows were carved from wood of a sturdy tree. Oh, we're still on the clock. As I leave the area where the bokoblins were gathering, their camp, I spot an arrow on the ground, and I take it. I believe it was one of the arrows that one of the bokoblins was shooting at me. Several times during that encounter, when I attacked the bokoblin, he had his shield up, and he blocked every single one of those attacks. While I was giving you that description, we seem to have walked just far enough from a bokoblin campground to have not attracted their attention. They have 3 bokoblins, and they're covered by barrels that have skull and crossbones on them. That means they're either poisonous or super dangerous. And there's also a little chest right in front of them, a treasure chest. On top of to my left, I spot 3 massive boulders. These boulders they probably each weigh several tons, and they're about 10 feet tall by about 5 feet wide. They're about 10 feet in circumference or radius. These are pretty big boulders, and Link's gonna push them down. I take that back. These boulders are much too heavy for Link to be pushing. Oh, I managed to push one. And it seems to have obliterated 2 of the bokoblins. And it caused an explosion. That was a good time right there. but we're on a time crunch and we've got places to get to. So Link's gonna keep climbing up the hill, and we see a blue bokoblin. I whacked him with my vocal club and I knocked him way off the mountain. But this one is coming back. He's following the path we just took, and he's back. I just broke the vocal club. I'm gonna use the traveler's sword. And he was protecting a treasure chest. Amber, a fossilized resin with a caramel-esque sheen to it. It's been valued as a component in decorations and crafting since ancient times. Alright, so we're going back to the path. There's a path that we're following, but it's more like it's not a trail by any stretch of the imagination. And most of these bokoblins seem to be just off the trail. We keep going up the mountain in a snake-like pattern, and there's ancient ruins scattered about to our left. Looks like maybe it was once a building or something. Alright, maybe the shrine's on top of this stone formation that's protruding out of the top of the mountain. It seems like it's going to be spiraling around the mountain to get to the top. Like a cone, like a soft serve ice cream cone. We have to walk around the edges to get to the top. We're almost at the top, and look at that. The old man. The old man says, "Ah ha ha. I enjoy gazing out at the world from here." And Link is gonna reply, breathtaking view."
Ooh.
The old man says, "This may be the best place to get a full view of the entire plateau. Use your scope to look for shrines. When you locate one, place a pin on your map as a marker." You did well to make it this far without the proper clothing. Please take this warm doublet as a reward for your tenacity. Warm doublet? Doublet? D-O-U-B-L-E-T. Its defense is still at a 1. It gives me cold resistance, and I'm gonna read the description. A warm pullover, typically worn by mountain folk. Its sturdy fabric and thick gloves are great at retaining body heat. I assume you will want to try it on right away, yes? I thought you might be eager to see how it looks. It's quite fetching. Well, I suppose it matters not. It is yours now. Do take care to put it on before you get too cold, though," said the old man. And I mean, this old man, he's got a rope tied around over his shirt like it's a belt. His shoes are wrapped around. It looks like he's wearing thick socks, and he just wrapped a shoelace around his calf to hold it in place. But not for nothing, this man has some seriously thick legs. It looks like he can squat everything he wants to. But he does look like Santa Claus at the end of the day. So he looks very nice. Let's talk to him again. Oh ho. Have you found the remaining shrines? Ho ho, if you still wish to acquire the paraglider, you must put in the effort. I will not simply give it away, you see. Alright, so we're at the top of this mountain. And I'm gonna climb this little stone formation at the very top of the mountain. And I almost fell off. It looks like someone built a little, a crane, just to say that they were here. Just a couple stones stacked up on top of this mountain, and you really can see everything from here. Everything. We are on a mesa. We're on a plateau. Like there's no way to escape this place. It's like we're raised. We're too high to leave. But just outside is it looks like everything you can imagine outside. It looks like the scene. Actually, it looks like it's getting dark, so I need to get moving. But you can see deserts and rainforests, and there's rocky mountains over there with. It's just so much. It's just so much. So let's just worry about what we're doing right now. All right, so we need to go get that shrine, and I can see that shrine. It's only about. It's only about 500 yards northeast. So we're gonna go ahead and head that way. I'm jumping off the side of the mountain. As I see it, I can do it safely. And I ran down the side of that mountain. No need to run down it like a ice cream cone. As I approach the shrine, I see that we're gonna have to encounter a band of 4 bokoblins. I'm running, so I use more energy. Yeah, I'll get there faster. Whoa, they're rolling snowballs at me. I'm trying to hit him with my bow and arrow. I hit him with a headshot. Hit an enemy in the head with an arrow to perform a critical hit that deals 2 times the damage. Alright, I defeated the 3 bokoblins. Boko Club, Boko Fang, Boko Horn, an arrow, the usual suspects. Seared steak. Alright. We're approaching the shrine. The Kenamut Shrine. Alright, and I'm standing on its porch, on the shrine's porch, right in front of the door. And I think this is a good time to put on his new armor, because he's wearing an old shirt right now. So I think it's time to put on the warm doublet. Alright, it's a green doublet. It looks like a long t-shirt that goes to about mid-thigh. It has red linings and accent trimmings. It's cut. It looks like they cut the sleeves off of a t-shirt, and they left the armpits super exposed. It comes with an undershirt, an under sweatshirt, so he's not cold. It has brown gloves, And that's really it. Yeah, it looks warm. Alright, we're gonna activate the pedestal in front of the shrine. In front of the door. We're gonna examine the elevator. It glows blue. Charged attack. You can ready a charged attack by holding Y. Doing so depletes your stamina, so be sure you time your attacks carefully. To you who sets foot in this shrine, I am Ke Namut. In the name of the goddess Hylia, I offer you this trial. Cryonis trial. Alright, we're going to activate the pedestal. Sheikah Slate authenticated. Distilling rune. We have a new rune. Cryonis. Create a pillar of ice from a water surface. Build ice pillars that are very stable. These pillars can be used as stepping stones or as obstacles. Use Cryonis on an ice pillar to break it. Right. So, right in front of us is a foot tall, is that a foot tall? 2 feet tall pool of water. I'm gonna activate my Cryonis, and it turns the entire room a very cold blue. And if I hold the target on the body of water, it shows a rectangle projecting itself virtually out of the water. It shows the shell of a rectangle. But if I point the cursor at something that's not a body of water, it will not freeze into a rectangle. And that's what it sounds like whenever I use cryosis. And this is what it sounds like whenever I break it or shatter one of the blocks that I just created, these rectangular blocks. And these blocks are about 15, maybe 20 feet tall, 5 feet, maybe more, 5 feet by 5 feet by 10 feet tall. So these are rectangles. And I just fell off. The whole point of making this rectangular block is so I can gain access to a slightly higher level. And now I'm at that higher level. And on the other side of that higher level was some steps. And another body of water. Stopping me from continuing my adventures would be this little gate right in front of us. It gives us about 3 feet of clearance underneath, and it seems he can't clear it by crouching down. So I'm going to use my cryosis right underneath the gate to hold it up, to push it up, because it grows out of the water. The ice cube, the ice rectangle will grow out of the water. And on the other side of this is a small sentinel, a small robotic how many it's a three-legged robot that shoots laser beams. Maybe energy beams would be a better term. Ancient screw. Alright, now I seem to be at a balance beam. That's perfectly balanced. And I think I have to raise one end of the balance beam high enough so it can grant me access to the higher level. So if I use cryosis underneath one side of the balance beam, I'll be able to raise it. That's exactly what it did. It lowered one side, allowing me ease of access to raise the other side, so I can climb to the very top, which is great. And I'm approaching the shrine monk, and I'm going to examine. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. In the name of Goddess Hylia, I bestow upon you this spirit orb. And we got ourselves an orb. Spirit orb number 3 is in the inventory. May the goddess smile upon you. Critical hits. Hitting a monster or enemy in the head with an arrow deals double damage than normal amount. Next tip. Oh, these screen times load very quickly. Alright, now that we have cryosis, I do believe we'll have the ability to cross this lake. I leave the shrine immediately and I descend the cliff that we were just at. And now I'm at the corner, I'm at the edge of the mountain, looking down at the waterfall-fed river at the beginning of the course. Not the course, but I can see the archway where we came through. And now I just have to find a way to cross this river. And I see what looks like a wood pier at the narrowest part of the river. So that's where I'm going. A zombie bokoblin, a skeleton zombie bokoblin. They look just like bokoblins, but it's just a skeleton of a bokoblin. They left a lot of bokoblin arms, but we don't need any of those. Bokoblin fangs and the horns. I'm searching for a way to descend this cliff without hurting myself. As I double back, I see the zombie skeleton bokoblins we just destroyed. I still see their arms flailing about. I fell, and I lost one heart. At least I'm now closer to the objective of crossing this river. Ooh, I made it. And now I see a keys that's glistening with snow. Ice keys wing. A rare ice keys wing. Its frozen surface gleams attractively, but its usefulness isn't readily apparent. That's great. Alright, now we are approaching the wooden pier. And we had to immediately take care of those keys bats. Pesky bats. We found 4 wings and an eyeball. Alright, we're about to cross this this river. Raging river. Not so much raging, but it's moving at a pace. I totally just fell in the water. Game over. I fell in the water. I tried to make I tried to use my cryosis to build a rectangle pyramid, or a rectangle block that I could hop onto, because there was a little gap at the end of the bridge. And it brought us back to Ka Namut Shrine. So we're back where we, as soon as we left the shrine, that's where we are, with 3 full bars of health. As we're descending where we just came from the shrine, I already know how not to lose some health. This time I do, at least. As I descend, I see the Keysbat that attacked me earlier is now accompanied by a couple more of his friends, the non-ice version. And these zombie skeleton bokoblins are everywhere. I'm being attacked by every monster all at once. We just discovered the ice key swing again, but this time it dropped 2. Bokoblin arm, horns. As we approach the wooden pier bridge, it's a bridge, but it doesn't go all the way across. I'm suddenly overcome with nervousness. Alright. So now I see Keysbat approaching. 1, 2, and 3. They broke my traveler's sword. It seems durability is really going to be an issue in this game. Alright. I activate my cryosis. I'm trying to create at the right spot. Okay. Trying to make them super close this time, because I do not want to get frozen in that river again. It destroyed me very quickly. Alright, I'm very close to the edge, and I'm tempted to jump for it. I'm gonna jump for it, guys. I'm sorry if I let you down. Oh, I made it. I made it across the cold, cold river. Am I on the warm side yet? Almost. At the other side of the river is a treehouse full of bokoblins. Two of the bokoblins have bubbles rising from their noses in a clear expression of them sleeping. And one seems to be standing at the very topmost as a lookout. There also appears to be a blue bokoblin. Now these blue bokoblins seem to be different. Not just because their color, but because their attacks seem to hurt more of my heart, and their eyes are not blue but red. So I think that means something. Either way, I'm not going to attack them. We have an objective to get to. We have one more shrine. I am right next to a ancient robot that seems to be broken and long gone. It seems to just be frozen in the side of the mountain. So I searched it, and in it was an ancient screw. So I took it. We're walking along the side of a mountain that's covered in about 1 inch of snow. And we have one more shrine to get to. Now Link is climbing the mountain he was just climbing the side of. And now we are on the warm part of Hyrule again. I see 3 bokoblins, and we're not going to mess with those guys. I see a couple of squirrels hanging around the pine trees. On the mini-map, it shows that I am right above where I originally left the cave. So it seems that I have returned to my starting point, but I am above the cave. So the cave was in the mountain. That's where Link was, where he opened his eyes in the very beginning of the game, and I was on top of that mountain. And we're back to the archway where we entered the cold area. We're crossing the archway so we can get to our next objective. Because our next shrine it's stuck on a cliff. In a sense that we can't reach it by climbing up from base level without running out of stamina. So we're gonna have to descend. So we are we in the cold area? We might be in the cold area. The temperature gauge is not in the blue zone, but I don't recall if it has to be in the blue zone for Link's health to begin to take a loss. If your stamina wheel runs out, you'll be too tired to do certain actions until it fills up again. Always remember that. That's kind of implied, but I'm glad they tell everybody. And as I cross the crest of the mountain I was just climbing, I see the shrine. just over the hill. And I'm approaching it. And we're here. Awa Dame Shrine. We're examining the shrine and it opens its doors, changing its glow from yellow to blue and yellow. Let's examine this elevator with no walls. Cold water. Swimming in cold water will lower your body heat and cause you to take damage. Cooked food and special garbs won't help you. Alright, to you who sets foot in this shrine, I am Awa Dame. In the name of the goddess Hylia, I present you this trial. Stasis trial. Alright, we're inside of a room. Looks like an aircraft hangar in size. Or not an aircraft, it looks like a gym. Just very long and tall. I can see directly in front of me a bridge that seems to be flipping on its x-axis towards me, like if it's just flipping over its head over and over, so I can't use it as a bridge. On the other side of that platform, I see a tunnel without a top, so I guess an alleyway with massive boulders rolling down it, Indiana Jones style. So that if I were to climb up the hill, I wouldn't make it to the safe spot up the valley or the alleyway. So we'll just get started on this little puzzle they built for us here. I'm gonna inspect the stalactite pedestal where I can insert my Sheikah slate. Sheikah slate authenticated. Distilling room. Then a bright blue drop lands on my Sheikah slate from the eye, and it unlocks stasis. Stop the flow of time for an object. Stops an object in time while storing its kinetic energy. The stored energy will act upon the object when the flow of time resumes. Making good use of the stored energy can move even the largest objects. Alright. So now we have a new stasis. Stasis makes everything a cautionary yellow. Whenever I select something that it is all one of these colors, it will turn a green. So if I hit it, the button said stop time, and that's exactly what it does to the rotating bridge, and it allowed me to cross the bridge safely. Once the countdown stopped, the bridge continued to rotate, becoming a useless bridge yet again. Alright, now we're at the base of the rolling stones. These stones, this is a bridge that I have to cross, but it's on an incline. And these stones are coming at me fast enough that if I'm right in front of the stone, I'm pretty sure it'll kill Link. So I'm gonna have to stop the stone before it crosses the path that I have to get to. That's safe. It's about halfway up this bridge. There's a safe path up there. And a stone just passed me, and I'm making my way up the path. And I stopped the stone before it could stop my path to safety. And I see the stone passing by, and I'm safe. And now it's not just a safe spot. This is actually the spot that I have to go to. So I see an item. Iron sledgehammer. This large iron sledgehammer was originally used for mining, but it works reasonably well as a weapon too. We're gonna we're gonna equip that weapon. Iron sledgehammer. And right in front of us is a bridge with no walls, no handrails, nothing. A bridge about 5 feet wide. And that bridge leads to another bridge that's about 3 feet wide. And there's one of those massive rolling stones is right in our way. So we're gonna see if we can knock it out of the way. Maybe if we use our newfound power to stop time and whack it. As I whack it, it creates an arrow above the stone, showing that if I keep whacking it, the arrow will grow longer, showing that it has more kinetic energy. And those are all the objective inside this shrine. And we're gonna talk to the monk. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. In the name of Goddess Hylia, I bestow upon you this spirit orb. Spirit orb number 4. May the Goddess Hylia smile upon you. Ingredient effects. Certain ingredients give elixirs or dishes special properties, but don't go getting greedy. Ingredients with different effects will cancel each other out.
Oh!
The old man approaches using his kite to coming out of nowhere. With this, you have now acquired all of the spirit orbs from the shrines on this plateau, said the old man. Oh ho, extraordinary. This means it's finally time. Link, it's finally time for me to tell you everything. But first, imagine an X on your map with the 4 shrines as the endpoint. Find the spot where those lines intersect. I shall wait for you there. Do you understand? Where 2 lines connect, the shrine crosses there. I will be waiting for you, the old man said as he disappeared into a luminous green flame. Right in front of Link, he just disappeared. Alright, and with that, I'm gonna call this one a wrap, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really did.